Hey everyone, how's it going? I'm so low today. There we go. How is everybody doing today? Who do we got so far? We got Sandy. What's up, Sandy? We got Jacarius. What's up? We got Aaron. We got Laura. We got ETM Machine. How's it going, guys? Hope you all had a great weekend. Oh, and we got Angel Blue 2. Yeah, we live streaming this Sunday. And potentially every Sunday. I know that I've talked about in the past, like, wanting to keep the Sunday show like a non-live thing, but life is getting busier and busier lately, and I'm debating turning it into a live stream every Sunday, if you guys are good with that. I mean, obviously we do live streams every Wednesday. It's not that different, except, you know, I have to, like, review the show live, so I can't do, like, my funny cutaways and stuff, but if you guys are good with it, then I'm good with it. We can even discuss doing it earlier if you guys want. But, you know, like, we'll have to collectively agree to a slightly earlier time. I don't mean, like, early afternoon, because I know there's a lot of, like, really good GH live streams that happen earlier in the day. But I mean, like, evening time, like, after 6, I'm thinking. Sandy, you said you love Sunday Live. Ruth, been waiting for you, sir, at the perspective out of being kind. Aaron, you got a raise today? Congrats! Very nice. That is how you start a week, with a raise. Congrats. But yeah, like, if you guys are okay with this, like, 9:30 time that we usually do, 9:30 Mountain Time, whatever time it is, your guys' time that you usually come on Sundays, then I'm good with it. But if you want earlier, we can discuss. Man, and shout out to those of you that listened to the little sample of my song. 11:30 your time, Laura? Oh man, see, I'm so late for y'all. But if you're okay with 11:30, then, you know, it's fine. But I just know that you guys are all, like, a lot later than I am, I think, right? There's maybe one of you that's maybe an hour earlier than me. Maybe not even in this group, but someone, I think, you know, has an earlier time than me. Hey, Jacarius, editing pictures. Alright, 11:30 for you and Laura Sandy. 10:30 for you, Jacarius. Yeah, basically, like, I try to start the live stream itself at, like, 9:30 or, like, on the 30, whatever you guys' time zones is. But I have that live stream sort of loading screen so that you guys can all gather in and not be late for anything. So like 9:30 but 9:40 really. I'm gonna try to like keep that short thing for 10 minutes. Ruth, you said I don't mind having it Wednesday and Sunday. Tell you got it, dude. If you've ever seen Full House, you got it, dude. I didn't watch Full House that much, you guys. I'm not gonna lie. If you start earlier, I'll be there. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Well, I think maybe I'll put up a poll after this live stream just to see where everyone's kind of at with that. Because like we're pretty at the very least, I'm pretty consistently like 9:30 to 10 my time to get on. But a lot of times when I do the live streams, especially on the Sundays, they're like kind of last minute. So it's you know, it's a little bit off the cuff sometimes. Edmund, you're listening while you drive? It's like a podcast, but a live one. And thank you, Aaron. Yeah, I love my hat too. It's a great conversation starter when you wear it out. And I do wear it out. Laura, you said you don't mind late, but damn, I think I need a reminder alarm call or text or something. I always get distracted when waiting. That's fair, that's fair. And yeah, we'll do a poll after this, and then we'll kind of see. Like, I don't want to do it much earlier, but like, even an hour or like an hour or two earlier, I don't mind. Like 7:30, 8:30, 9:30. I just also don't want to interfere with other people's after shows, because I know a lot of the like the bigger ones, they do like afternoon on Sundays, like early afternoon. So I do want to stick to evening, but I'm open. Because like usually when I'm doing the Sunday show, I write the script in the morning, and then I try to go out and do the things that I have to do before shooting and editing it. But sometimes that stuff goes on longer than expected, and then I'm having to live stream it and then kind of telling you guys last minute. But if y'all are down for this to be the new format for the Sunday shows, then I am cool with that, because that certainly helps me. And it's fun to interact with you guys as well. Hey, David. Hey, Jake. And yes, another live. Yeah, we're discussing doing the lives every Sunday now. Just because life is getting crazy, even on Sundays for me. So it's harder to like shoot and edit a show. You know, with all the other stuff going on. But I'm still here. I'm still doing the shows. But we might be sticking to the live format from here on out for the Sunday shows as well. Which I like, because then I get more time with you guys, and I get more time in my day to not have to worry about shooting and editing the show. We can just do it off the cuff. Obviously, I have my notes and like the script that I would have said on the show if I filmed it. But yeah, this may be the live format. I was trying so hard not to do lives on Sundays, but life, man, it's getting harder to not go with it. But I hope you all are doing well. Thanks to everyone else that came in later. But yeah. Whenever you guys are ready, I am ready to begin. Or we can just chit chat for a little bit. It's up to you guys. I know, Edmund, you're on the road, so... What do y'all think? David, you said you usually listen on your phone, but you can come on your laptop, so you can come in your chat room. Aw. Well, either way, I'm glad you can join us. But whatever you did watch growing up, whether it's fighting with Jeannie or whatever, it's not watching Full House. That's sad. Now you try to be maybe mid-20s, mid-30s. I'm 31, but I don't know. Like, I grew up watching. I was young in the 90s, so like my sitcoms were like Boy Meets World and like all that, The Amanda Show, like, stuff like that, comedy skit shows and stuff like that. David, you're a little bit disappointed with GH? Yeah, it's been I don't hate the show right now, but it is a little bit slow. I do like I do like the addition of Cody, I'm not gonna lie. Especially after this week. But yeah, there's a lot that is left to be desired with the show. Angel, you love Boy Meets World? Yeah, I loved Boy Meets World. Oh man, I cried on that finale. Every time I watch the finale of the show, I cry. And I liked Girl Meets World too. I did watch because obviously I was curious. And knowing that a lot of the original cast was coming back, I was like, I gotta watch this continuation. And it wasn't bad. I didn't think it was a bad show. I didn't think it was a bad spin-off. Because I think they handled the continuation and the fact that it was a sort of spin-off really well in comparison to a lot of shows that make these spin-offs, because they were utilizing a lot of the original cast as often as they could, but also still centering the characters around, the new kids. Aaron, you said Cody is kind of hot. Yeah, I kind of agree. I think we're the only ones, Aaron. I think Cody's smoking hot. Like, he's totally my type. David, do you think Cody has potential? Yeah, I think he really does. Whether he ends up with Britt or like in a different kind of romantic thing, like, he's an interesting character and he seems to have a lot of layers. Dante's been saying that he's a bit messy, but he does have a heart of gold. So there is like a lot to there's a lot of places that the show could go with the character, which is great. Teddy said, is tomorrow Laura's day to be featured? Well, I know that Tuesday is the 15,000th show that centers around Laura, but she could be on tomorrow as well. But Tuesday is the official 15,000th show. GH has lost his touch and needs to be focusing on the hospital. Yeah, there definitely needs to be more hospital focus, and I will fight for that tooth and nail, honestly. Like, I love the hospital aspect. I miss having like a centered hospital character. Like, we had Patrick Drake, and there was Alan and Monica, Patrick and Robin, like those centerfold characters that the hospital kind of goes around, and that's what's sorely missing. Because, like, yeah, Finn's a doctor in the hospital, but like, he's not like the chief of staff. There's not so many stories centering around him. Sorry, I'm kind of going back and forth reading these comments. Yes, I am down with the get down with the live stream. Scooby-Doo, we do. I did watch Scooby-Doo. Yeah, I loved Scooby-Doo. I loved Scooby-Doo. What else? Yeah, who didn't love Scooby? Exactly. Cody looks like he needs a bath. See, but I'm into those low maintenance type of dudes though. So that's my thing. I am who I am. You love to see the hospital. You said, Angel, you said you always wanted a Girl Meets World, but I didn't like the execution. They destroyed Sean and Angela in 5 minutes. Yeah, the Sean and Angela thing was pretty unfortunate. I did like that they brought her back at least once, but yeah. I mean, I get why the writers wanted to make Sean Corey's daughter's friend. I'm already forgetting her character's name, but Sabrina Carpenter, her character. I get why they wanted to make Sean her father figure. They didn't have to do that by putting him with her mom, but I kind of get it. Chikarius, you said you liked Degrassi. I didn't get into it that much. I was more of a Radio Free Roscoe kind of guy. I don't know if you would even know that show. It was, I guess for the States, it would have been on the channel The N. For us, it was Family Channel. But I was a Radio Free Roscoe guy. And they often shared actors. It sounds like cards are trying to going through chemo. That's hard. It's like, are you on? I don't get what you mean. What Degrassi old or new? I remember that wasn't my thing, but I watched with drinks a few times. I mean, I suppose there's different versions of Degrassi. I've seen both. I haven't, but I never really followed either one of them that much. Curious, you watched Jimmy Neutron. I remember Jimmy Neutron. I didn't watch it too much, but I did watch a few episodes here and there. Characters have been dumbed down, only my opinion. On GH, yeah, they really have been. It's unfortunate. I think I'll touch base on that a little bit today as well. Curious, you prefer live action shows and cartoons and still do. I go back and forth. I liked cartoons and I liked live action shows, so. Don't you think the PCPD would have Chase go into anger management classes before coming back to the force? I mean, the PCPD aren't brilliant. And yes, there you go, Jacarius. Yeah, Maya. Yeah. I liked Maya. They just wanted Maya to have a dad. Well, they kind of made her like Sean, right? Like, she was to Sean. I mean, she was to Corey and Topanga's daughter as Sean was to, Corey. They wanted to have those sort of like comparisons. You're so young on this live and only 22. Hey, what brings us together as GH fans. Age don't matter. We all love GH or we love to hate it. Angel, yeah, Radio Free Roscoe was on the end. Yeah, I loved Radio Free Roscoe. Our Canadian teen shows always intense and dramatic. US teen shows aren't so intense like the Canadian ones. I mean, those were really the only ones I really heard of. And I guess in terms of like, I feel like probably now they're probably way more dramatic than they were back then. I feel like Radio Free Roscoe was pretty tame. Like they had their moments of intensity, but overall it was kind of like fun and lighthearted. I actually used to run, I'm assuming you know the characters, Angel. Maybe you don't, but the girl that played Lily on Radio Free Roscoe, Kate Todd, I used to run her fan site way, way back in the day. So, we were like friends for a bit, which was kind of cool. Still have her on Facebook. She's married with a kid now, and like, she's doing her thing. And she does music these days too. Sean and Maya relation was lazy writing. Honestly, I liked Sean enough. Like, whatever brought Sean to the show, I was happy with. I was glad Sean came back at all. Like, I still remember the Christmas episode of Girl Meets World, and how he just kind of snuck into the house and then, you know, just gave Corey a big old hug, and like their little son was like stuck in between them. Jacarius, you said, and that was years ago when I was in 2nd grade back in 2008. Man, I was graduated high school in 2008. Damn. T. Cherie, hey. With Cameron, Spencer, Joss, and Trina failing to get evidence against Esme, and with all the grown-ups not actually doing anything about it, GH must want to send Trina to prison. Well, hey, we're going to talk about that because, like, Trina and Jocelyn did discover something, and we'll talk about that shortly here. Laura, you said, so I realized I grew up with no censorship, so I had adult stuff so young, I struggled to keep up with what the kids did. Fair enough. Alright, but we've talked about non-GH stuff for you know, enough for now. We should get into GH, because that's what the live stream is about. It's what y'all are here for, I think. But yeah, I guess we'll start, and I'll try to... I always feel super awkward doing this live, because I write the script, right, and then I'm like, having to just say it and not mess up, and trying to treat it like the non-live show. This is going to be another Peter storyline. I hope not. But yeah, let's get into it. Welcome to General Hospital MV, my GH after show. Let's get into it. So, when we last left off, Felicia was lurking outside of Ryan Chamberlain's room while Esme was inside, telling him about how she slept with Nicholas and was playing the long game to tell Ava at the perfect moment, which Ryan was not too pleased with. Obviously, later on, after Felicia enters the room and after she leaves, actually, she kind of says that she has a much bigger plan, which makes me believe she's going to end up pregnant, but that's beyond the point. Since Felicia knew the guards, she was let into the room. Not that she caught the two of them talking out loud, but she did get to school Esme a little bit on who Ryan was and his history, and told her that the second Ryan is done using her, he'd kill her too. She seemed genuinely nervous about it, which confused me because I'm pretty sure, like, Esme was well researched on Ryan Chamberlain. Obviously, if she figured out that he was her bio daddy, she probably looked into his history and probably knew a lot of this stuff, but maybe she just didn't, you know, expect him to treat family the way that Felicia was explaining how he treated the family, because obviously, you know, with with Kevin, he locked him up in an asylum for months and pretended to be him. Don't drag this goddamn Esme storyline. Oh man. Angel, you said, I really didn't watch Degrassi, The Next Generation, but I always saw the promos when Jimmy Drake, got shot, and when JD got stabbed. My goodness. Yeah, Degrassi was intense. That's why I didn't watch a lot of it, to be honest. It was too intense even for me. Laura, you said, we love lives, don't feel awkward, just enjoy flub ups, it's fun with the right vibe, I guess. Yeah, y'all are chill. OMFG, the kid who sings now. Yeah, I miss the pop culture shit. 80s Degrassi. Where was I? But yeah, like Esme not knowing or not suspecting that Ryan would kill her seems weird. Like, she seemed a little bit nervous, which is probably good. Maybe she'll be a bit more guarded with him and maybe think twice about helping him. Like, I don't think we'll ever get her redeemed, and I don't want her redeemed. Like, I just want her to pay for what she's doing to Trina. But yeah, Angel, you don't know what to make of Esme and Ryan. Yeah, it's a little weird. But yeah, I loved Felicia's interactions with Ryan though, because of their history. And also, speaking of which, it's actually John Lindstrom who plays Ryan and Kevin. Tomorrow is his 30th anniversary with the show. Like June 20th, it'll be 30 years of him coming onto the scene as Ryan Chamberlain, and then eventually Kevin Collins. Laura, you said Esme isn't smart enough to be proper afraid of Ryan. Yeah, that's true. She thinks she's as scary as him. But she hasn't murdered anyone yet, at least as far as we know. Maybe she murdered her like, adoptive parents. I've always wondered that, to be honest. But yeah, in regards to Esme, anyone else loving how thick Spencer is laying it on for Esme, like calling her babe and family, thinking he's got her so played, and she's just like not even into him at all. But Spencer thinks that she is. Like, I mean, I guess like the whole time she's been acting jealous of his friendship with Trina, and you know, she's playing the acting game pretty well. But it just sucks that they both think that they're playing each other. I think that Esme knows that Spencer is playing her. Wonder how long till Nanny tells all on Esme. Hopefully soon. Hopefully Sam gets to wherever this Nanny is. But yeah. These Cassadine men, they're not very smart. Spencer is going to get outmaneuvered by Esme for sure. And then there's Nicholas. Like, he's really out here saying he wants to divorce Ava so that they can have a clean slate. Like, as if it, like, gets rid of everything he's done. From, like, the way the marriage started to, you know, his like, one-night fling with Esme. His son's freaking girlfriend. Oh, Lord deserves better children, y'all. That is what she is related to. That is what she spawned with Stavros. And then you got Lulu in a coma, Lucky out in, I think, Africa. Nick's gonna be a daddy, just wait. Yep. Got Ruthie talking about my favorite character was Mr. Feeney, the school teacher, older. What? Yeah, I loved Mr. Feeney. Mr. Feeney made me cry so many times. Oh, I wish I had a teacher like him. Is Ava Nicholas prenup still valid? I don't know. If it is, they better not get divorced before she finds out. Ava better clean him out for all he's worth. I'm ready for the storyline to come to an end. Enough of Esme. Yeah, Esme needs to get caught. Child, they had a whole weather machine and everything. What happened to these Cassadines? For real, man. They were capable of taking over the world with sci-fi weird shit. And now look at them. Didn't they tear up the... Oh, they did, Laura. You're right. Didn't they burn it in the fire? You might be right, Laura. Ruth, no hard to tell, no open my Trina in prison for a crime she didn't commit. Yeah, I hope Trina doesn't go to jail for this. It's ridiculous. Ava should take everything from Nicholas and put everybody out. Yeah, for real. Man, but let's talk a bit about Trina and Joss. I mean, we did kind of on the Wednesday stream. Just because it was so ridiculous. Like, y'all, I don't even know. We'll talk about it, though. So, Trina and Jocelyn were trying to conduct their own investigation and trying to figure out if there's a way to trace that secondary phone to Esme. They asked Spinelli for help. And apparently, a teenager like Esme is able to stump the assassin of the internet. The literal jackal. Like... Oh, it made me so mad. It made me so freaking mad. Spinelli's just like, yeah, like there's just no way. But he also let it slip where a person might be able to obtain a lost phone like this, or either that or he figured out where the phone was obtained. And he was like, oh, but like, please don't go there, guys. And of course, you know, Jocelyn and Trina made their way to that shady dive bar with fake IDs where the bartender hooks people up with burner phones. And to say that these two looked like fish out of water is like the biggest understatement. They looked like idiots in there, man. Like, they just looked a hot mess in there. Laura, you said people are blinded by, well, it sure ain't love. Starts with lust. Yeah, it's true. It is easy to get blinded by lust, y'all. Be careful out there. But yeah, on the bright side, the phone dealer confirmed that Esme did actually get a phone from him. So, like, they only have his word for it, but, like, they showed her picture, and he confirmed it. So they know that Esme got that burner phone. Now, to prove it is another thing, but, like, just knowing that alone should, like, get people more motivated to figure her out. Laura, you said Jackal lost his mojo. These clothes are his midlife crisis come early. Yeah, it's true. Well, it's funny. Bradford Anderson is a lot older than Spinelli was supposed to be. Angel, I want to know what Spinelli is doing secretly. Yeah, we can talk about that. We'll talk about that next, actually. Too bad Helena isn't alive. Esme would be a distant memory by now. True. Very true. I think she'd be impressed with how much of a con artist she is, but because she's kind of coming for Nicholas and Spencer, she wouldn't have that. Please let Helena rise from the dead and slap some sense into these idiots. Yeah, no kidding. I mean, you know, Helena was into curses and shit. Like, she could just come back as a ghost and slap them. Ruthie said this is hard. He'll know those names. Not having Nicholas's baby. No. Like, yeah, I don't think... Like, she will. Like, hopefully she'll lose that baby if she is pregnant. Like, I think the only thing in question at this point, like, I think there's no doubt in my mind that she's going to end up pregnant. It's how it's going to play out. Like, if she manages to sleep with Spencer soon, then she could pass it off as his. But if she doesn't, then it's going to come out sooner that she slept with Nicholas. Or she's going to latch on to someone else and pretend that they're the father. Helena's the ghost you want now. I want to see someone break Helena's curse. I don't know. It's a pretty powerful curse. You know, Luke and Laura, their curse never seemed to end. Does anybody know if it's not illegal to have a fake ID in New York? See, that line confused me too. Like, how would it not be illegal to have a fake ID? That doesn't... But it's only legal if you use it. Or illegal if you use it. Like... I mean, I guess... Well, I suppose they catch you with it, but they don't catch you with it inside of a bar. But the thing is, Rory did. So, who knows? Oh, apologies, guys, if you hear some sounds. Someone is mowing the lawn. Super late at night. Esme needs to sleep with Spencer or someone else quick to cause baby daddy confusion. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they was at the Tano. Yeah, they just remade the Tano set into a new bar. GH is mad into recycling. Spencer would be hella shady to bang her doing all this spying. I mean, honestly, like, kudos to him if he manages to sleep with her with, like, not a look of repulse on his face. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Actually, you know what? Let's save the Spinelli stuff for a little bit later. Just because I kind of want to tie it in with, like, the Cody stuff, like, just in general. So we'll get into Spinelli a little bit later, but we're gonna save it for now. Let's see. But yeah, so anyway, The dealer confirmed that Esme got the phone, and then this customer that was at the bar recognized Trina and Jocelyn and pointed out that Trina's father is a cop and Jocelyn was like the PCU porn queen. And the doorman actually jumped to their defense and like started a whole brawl in the bar. And the look on Trina and Jocelyn's face, y'all, they just looked like children. I know that they're youngins, but like, I don't know if it's just that Jocelyn or like the actress that plays Jocelyn and the actress that plays Trina look really, really young even for their age. But like, they just don't look like 18-year-olds to me or 19-year-olds. They look like young freshmen in high school that ended up in a bar. But yeah, unfortunately, due to the fight, cops showed up at the bar, and Rory, of course, was one of the cops. And they thought that they were done for, but Rory was like, you know what, I'm going to leave you guys with a warning. Let this never happen again. I just don't trust that man, y'all, though. I do not trust Rory. I think that Rory is working with Esme, personally. Why didn't those girls pretend they needed directions or a bottle of water? Yeah, no kidding, right? Laura, your mom made you replay the brawl so many times. Priceless, yeah. Angel, you said, I know one college girl needed medical assistance at one of the dorms you lived in. The cop just wanted to get her some help and said that he wanted to see her real ID, not her fake ID. That was Kansas. That's interesting. I mean, maybe that was just a chill cop. Like I said, maybe I guess it makes sense for it to not be illegal to have a fake ID, but if you get caught using it in a bar that requires you to be, I guess in the States, 21, then yeah. T-Cherie, Spencer shouldn't be the one to get everything. Ava mentioned to Nicholas one time that she would like for him to get it. Remember back in 2020? Man. DG, Eddie McCoy, who plays Jocelyn, just turned 19. Yeah, like the character and the actress are pretty on par with like their ages, but I'm just saying that even for 19, she looks younger than 19. Like she looks like she's 16. But then I guess a lot of us, like when we're 18, look younger than we are, right? I saw that you'll see Esme flirt with Rory at the pool. Interesting. Rory could be a serial rapist disguised as a police officer. Who knows, man? Yeah, I do not trust Rory. He is shady as hell. DG, you said that brawl was ridiculous. It was straight out of the 60s Batman series. All they needed was Kranos saying pow, wham. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Alright, let's move on. Let's move on, though. Away from that ridiculousness and onto more ridiculousness. Oh, Ruth, you said you hate the name Jackal for Spinelli. I got one of my own. The Cyber Wizard. He had a few nicknames. He was Jackal. The Ace of Cyberspace was another name for him. Assassin of the Internet. Oh, man. Angel, you're 28. An 18-year-old thought you were younger than her. You have good genes, then. I get told I look young for my age, but I don't think I look even remotely close to 18. Not anymore. Alright, but yeah, let's move on to something more ridiculous than the brawl, though. Let's move on to Pawtuck, where we had to sit through that ridiculous camp situation. Where Cameron and Jake and Aiden, Violet, Finn, and Gregory are camping, and also Maxie and Austin happen to be camping there as well, because obviously Austin is from Pawtuck. And then also Wyatt, the guidance counselor. Y'all, I'm sorry if you can hear the lawn mowing. I'm so mad right now. But yeah, Can someone, I gotta ask, whose kid is this? Because, like, he has to be related to someone in the cast and crew. Because this character serves no purpose. There is no point to the character. He brings absolutely nothing to the show. And they keep bringing him back. And every time that they bring him back, they make him seem like he's super important. Finn's acting like he's his bestie. And, like, I hate to comment on acting, but, like, it's not like the kid is a great actor. Like, especially when he's surrounded by, like, Cameron and Jake and Aiden and Violet, who's, like, half his age probably at this point. And, like, they're just not, you know, he's just not the one. Why they keep bringing Wyatt back is beyond me. And he's on, like, maybe, like, once every couple of years, too. Jake, you said not Pawtuck, child. I know, but we gotta talk about it because it happened. I don't want to talk about it either. But I guess something kind of important happened, at least when it came to Austin and Maxie. But we'll get into that in a second. But with Finn and the boys, long story short, Finn is trying to have a fun trip with the boys. Aiden's kind of giving everyone a hard time. Cameron is a bit all over the place too, but Finn gets Gregory to calm him down. And Finn also recruits Wyatt into including Aiden a little bit more in the sing-along so that he feels included. And Cameron kind of, you know, cooled down and told Finn, you know, I saw what you did, and, you know, I know we're all just trying to get through this the best we can without our mom or without Elizabeth. Maybe Aiden and Wyatt are friends, but are they though? This is the first time we've seen them interact at all. DG, you said, I wonder if the writers know that Alan Quartermain fell in love with Charity when he had amnesia. Wyatt is a pet of Frank Valentini. He played Sam Manning on One Life to Live before it was cancelled. That explains it. There we go. Enough said. Finn looked so out of place. Yeah, he did. Yeah, the whole camping thing was ridiculous. Yeah, we had like to sit through that cringy, like, acoustic guitar around the fire thing. Like, I'm sure it was supposed to seem like feel-good moment, but I was just like, ugh. And, you know, like, I love Cameron singing. I do. I love him singing. I actually got the actor that plays Cameron to sing Happy Birthday to my grandmother on her birthday back in March. Or, not this year, the last year, 2021. But I got William Lipton to sing for my grandmother's birthday. But William Lipton is a much better singer than actor. Yeah, William Lipton is in a band. I feel like William has his moments where he shines, even as an actor. But yeah, he has his WTF moments where like he should be tugging on the strings, but it kind of falls flat a little bit. Yeah, Frank's always trying to give his old One Life actors jobs. It's true. Yeah, William Lipton is a great singer. Yeah, and he's cute. And it's funny because he looks the part. Like, he kind of looks like Xander and Liz, and like he looks like he could be a bit of a rebel, but they're also choosing to not really write him as a rebel. I think that Cameron would be a far more interesting character if he was a bit more of a badass. Whether or not William could play that better is hard to say, but you know. William's been missing the mark these days. You got him to sing for your grandmother? Yeah, I did. He sang a quick happy birthday for her. Said hello. It was those cameo situations. This year I actually got Maurice Bernard to chat to my grandmother, actually. Like I said, we're a family of GH fans, okay? So I was like, how do I one up that? So it wasn't cheap, y'all. but I got Maurice to give my grandmother a video message, and even he sang a little bit to her too. It was actually kind of funny. But anyway, you think Nick Chavez can play a badass? I mean, I didn't say that. Man, oh man. I'm not sure William Lipton could play a bad dude, but I'd like to see him try. I could see him more as a drug addict. Like, I thought, you know, like when, what is it that happened to him where it seemed like he was going to go down a bad path? Oh, Franco dying. Like when Franco, sorry, I'm tired, y'all. When Franco died, like I really thought he was gonna go down a bad road. And then they got Xander to come back as a ghost and be like, hey, like, don't do it. But I would have loved to see Cameron spiral, honestly. You had to pay them? That sucks. They make enough money to do it for free. Especially Maurice Bernard. I'm sure he makes more than the majority of the cast. Well, I mean, a lot of GH actors are on Cameo. And I'm sure, like, on their social medias, they probably get hundreds and hundreds of messages a day. But, you know, there ain't nothing wrong with getting a bit of money. How was Maurice's singing? It was all, like, it was like, comedic. He wasn't trying to be, like, a good singer. It was funny. It was funny. Actually, but William Lipton, it was actually very cheap. William was like, I think like $30, but Maurice was like hundreds. Why would you say that? I don't actually like boring. However, at least you're not disrespecting my Spinelli. Wait, who did I say was boring? Or did someone else say that? I was hoping he'd turn into Xander. Yeah, me too, Angel. I was hoping he would go, like, be a bit more like Xander. Or, like, let's realistically, both Xander and Elizabeth were awful. Like, as teenagers, they were awful. They were bad people. And absolutely none of it has rubbed off on Cameron whatsoever. Like, I want to see a messy Cameron. I'd even settle for a messy Jocelyn. But I suppose, like, once Jocelyn was born, Carly was a lot more tame than she would have been, you know. But no, that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, even Michael, really, like, to have the DNA of Carly and AJ and be like a goody two-shoes like he is. I know they're all on Cameo, but I wouldn't pay them a cent. They get their salary because people like me watch them. I just don't care. Like, especially like for Cameron's sake, like $30. Whatevs. Yeah, well, William Lipton isn't as established as Maurice. Liz was fun when she was a young rebel. Becky Hurst was a good actress from the start. Yeah, I'm not saying that there was anything wrong with, like, rebellious Liz. In fact, I kind of like when she gets a bit, when she channels that part of herself. But it doesn't happen these days. Yeah, when Elizabeth owns her messiness, then it's kind of fun to watch. But when she plays like the martyr and like acts the opposite, then it's kind of cringe, right? What else? Okay, so yeah, okay, well we're almost through the campfire stuff, guys. We can now talk about Maxie and Austin. So the more interesting part of the campfire situation, or the camping situation, was watching that someone was watching Maxie and Austin in the bushes. And in the end, whoever it was popped out to talk to Austin. And Austin clearly knows who this person is. He tells whoever it is that Maxie is off limits. Personally, I think it could be Jimmy Lee Holt. I don't think that Austin is quite done, getting his vengeance on the Quartermaines. I think, I'm praying like hell it isn't Peter August. I really personally don't believe it is, but I'm sure that some people are starting to think that. I think, it's a red herring that he was like Maxie is off limits, but I don't think Peter is the one that popped out of the bushes. Let's see. But if someone is as talented as they show at an early age, yeah, it's true. Yeah, like a lot of the actresses, when you think about it, like Jeannie Francis was really like invested in from Gloria Monty, and it's probably because they could see that she was talented. She was 14 when she started on the show. Sandy said, I think Carly is going to run into trouble with her investment into ELQ. Yeah, she definitely could. DG, you wish it was Jimmy Lee? It would be great to see Steve Bond again. He was great in the 80s. Yeah, like he's alive and well, and he, like, from last thing I've seen of him, he looked like pretty young and healthy. Like, they could bring him on the show, but I feel like even if they bring like a recast, I wouldn't mind, but it would be nice to see the original. Angel, you said a messy Jocelyn. We might see it as Joss gets older. Joss was a little messy when she got a little jealous of Trina and Cam getting close. Yeah, that's true. Forgot about that. Jake, you said when Jimmy left in 86, he was on good terms with the Qs. I wonder why Edward left him out of his will. Yeah. Maybe the writers just kind of, let's face it. I think Ron Carlivati was writing when John Ingle passed, right? So he just probably didn't pay too much attention to that part of the history. If it's Peter, I'm turning off the show again. Yeah, I feel that. DG. I might too, but I really don't think it actually is Peter. You liked you liked Wes Ramsey, but the character definitely ran its course. Yeah, for sure. Like, Wes seems like a great guy, but it was to have a character that was that extra and like for so long, it was just hard. Steve Bond has aged fairly well. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, he seems like he's in great health. They could bring him back to the show. Whether or not he wants to be is, the question. He might not want to go back to GH. But I think, there's room to bring back the character of Jimmy Lee Holt, whether it's a recast or not. So, they might as well. And it's kind of good to keep Austin Gray because I don't know. He's not a very interesting character, right? Like, I'm not the only one that surely thinks this. He's Franco with a new name. But yeah, since we brought up the ELQ stuff, let's talk about that. With the Quartermaines, the ELQ Aurora stuff is getting as interesting as it can get, probably. It's not that fascinating, obviously, but here's the quick rundown of it. Carly bought into the stock, which Michael wasn't thrilled about, but there wasn't a whole lot he could do about it because it was up to her at the end of the day. But who was it that mentioned that she could get in trouble with that? Was that you, Sandy? Who was that? But whoever mentioned that, that is a possibility because she had insider knowledge that most investors wouldn't. Careful, who knows? They might recast him as a different character. Don't give them ideas. That wouldn't even surprise me. Like, honestly, even for me, I was like, when it came to like the end of Peter's run, I was convinced that we were stuck with Wes Ramsey indefinitely. Okay, it was you, Sandy. Okay, perfect. But yeah, like, I really thought because of Wes Ramsey's connections that we might have gotten him as a new character, and it wouldn't surprise me if he comes back as a new character either. But I just hope that they don't make him look like Peter. Like, I hope that if he comes back as a new character, they don't have people recognizing him, kind of like they did with Austin. I'd prefer that to people like being scared of him and having to hear about Peter all the time. But that's just my personal opinion. When is the daytime Emmys? I want to say, like, they usually fall on a Sunday, right? So I think today was kind of the side episode about like the art and creative part of soaps or daytime TV. And I think next Sunday is likely going to be when the actual awards are. Although Kelly brought her mom in town for it already, so who knows? I don't see it being on a weekday, you know? The whole Peter debacle was convoluted. I agree. I only caught the last couple of months of it. Oh, you consider yourself lucky, DG. I had to sit through... most of us probably had to sit through that for 4 years. Yeah, you read the background on Soap Digest. Yeah, wasn't it ridiculous? If your phone died and it took an hour to come back on, I'm sorry, Jacarius. I mean, most of the stuff that we talked about, to be honest, was stuff that we kind of touched base on Wednesday anyway. I feel bad for Finn who loves Elizabeth so much. Ruth, I think you meant he was good on Charmed, but General Hospital not so much. Is it really insider trading? I just saw it as a mother buying into stock in their child's business to support the child. Like, on the outside, it does seem that way, but Carly also knows that they're trying to push Valentine out and take... Like, Carly knows that... Like, how do I explain this? So, it's not public knowledge yet that Aurora and ELQ are planning on combining. So that's what could get her into trouble. Carly knows that already because Michael is her son and Drew is her friend. So that factors into why Carly could get in trouble. Because if people know that Carly is Michael's mom, then they might assume that she did have knowledge of this new sort of venture or combination of Aurora and ELQ. Yeah, Kelly picked up her mom from the airport today. Yeah. Is it being televised? I think it actually is. I think it is. I'm pretty sure it's being televised this year. I forget what channel or what network is covering it, but I'm pretty sure it'll be on TV. Wasn't Carly smart enough to buy under different companies? Who knows? Who knows, Laura? David, oh, live on CBS. There you go. There you go. It's on CBS. But yeah, in terms of the ELQ Aurora stuff, Michael and Drew are also trying to convince Lucy to have her one share vote towards Drew and Michael. Carly has Diane on speed dial. True. But yeah, Valentine is also still trying to convince Martin to make sure that Lucy votes for him. So Lucy's going to be torn because Michael and Drew actually gave her a really good offer when it comes to like free promotion for her own company, right? So may the best bidder win. I'm sure Valentine's going to bribe her with some stuff too. I mean, technically, if Valentine stays as ELQ, he could offer her the exact same thing, the same kind of like promotion and stuff. David, you're rooting for Ned and Valentine. Like, It'll be interesting to see if the Qs can actually win one over on Valentine, because it literally seems to never happen. Like, Valentine has gotten away with pretty much everything he's ever done. That part frustrates me. That is my problem with Valentine, is that they just never let him lose when he should from time to time. Who thought Rebecca Hurst was tired or fired? Was it tired or fired? Sorry, my screen's a little bit blurry. Fired or on vacation. She had to make a statement on Twitter. I think a lot of people are speculating because she hasn't been on since she's been put in Shady Brook. Yeah, I think it's just that she's not on in her own story right now, which tends to happen to Rebecca Hurst a lot. A lot. There are stories that should have Elizabeth front and center that don't have her front and center. And that's been happening to her for years. Like, it's happening now. For the fact that this sleepwalking, whatever this thing that's happening to Elizabeth is happening, we're mostly getting Finn's point of view, which is so wrong in my opinion. And the same thing happened for Franco and Elizabeth when Elizabeth's rapist got out of jail, and they made it all about Franco. They didn't make it about Liz. She got one scene with confronting her rapist, and that was pretty much it. That storyline, that should have been Elizabeth's biggest storyline. To have that happen, like the most pivotal storyline Elizabeth has ever gone through as a character, her rapist is out of jail, that should have been hers, and they had Roger Howarth playing up or being the front and center of that storyline. Ridiculous. Rebecca gets so unfairly thrown like under the bus to prop these one life to live actors. It's so unfortunate. Sorry, I had to rant about that because it just brought all that back for me about, that story for Liz. But yeah, the reality is that they're not using her much in the middle of her biggest story right now. Here in the present day as well. Jakari Sue says Spencer just doesn't have no spunk or nothing at all. They just don't know how to write for Spencer. And the thing is, I think the actor that plays him is fantastic. I think he's a fantastic actor. But, they just dumbing down the cast at times. Because that kid can act. That kid can act. I think, arguably, I'm trying to think. In my opinion, I think that the actor that plays Spencer was the best among the younger cast, in my opinion. DG, you said the reveal of Liz's rapist was a letdown. The actor was terrible, and I just didn't care. It is sad because the fallout of that story was terrific. It caused Lucky, Liz, and Laura to dig up the L&L rape. Oh, DG, you think... Oh, listen. So I keep forgetting that you only joined the show recently. So, just a couple years ago, DG, Elizabeth's rapist got out of jail. Like, he did his time and got out of jail. And, of course, she was with Franco at the time. And they made that story all about him. We barely saw Elizabeth during that time. That storyline should have been hers because it was such a pivotal moment for the character, for her rapist to be out of jail after 15 some odd years, whatever it was. And it was a different actor that played the rapist as well. It wasn't the actor that played him back then in the storyline that you're talking about. It was a recast. But the point was, yeah, DG, they really did this. They gave that story to Liz. They let him out of jail just a few years ago, and they had that story, and they made it all about Franco. Like, I'm talking, they got Franco to, I guess he was still a pretty bad guy, and they had Franco strap an electric dog collar on him and throw him in a dog cage and shock him. But Franco's a changed man, though. Oh, that storyline. It just got me so mad. Made me so mad. Liz got one tiny little 2-minute confrontation scene about it. Yeah, Angel. Especially seeing a person like Franco had Sam believe he raped her, trying to defend Liz from her rapist. Yeah, putting Franco with... Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly, Angel. It was the biggest mistake to put Franco with Liz. Like, putting, like, a rape victim with a guy who, like, used... Even though it was, like, kind of rewritten that he didn't actually rape Sam, he still used rape as a weapon. Like, he still made Sam think that he raped her. And he still got a guy to go after Michael. I think the rewrite was that he didn't tell him to rape Michael, but you know, he put that guy in Michael's path. So yeah, the dog thing was hilarious. Dog cage thing was hilarious. Yeah, I mean, like, he did deserve it, but like, because it was Franco doing that to him, it just made it. It just gave me, like, gross vibes, because, like, someone should have put him in a cage with a dog collar too. Yeah, Angel, when you see Roger Howarth, I still see Todd. Yeah, like, I hate discussing, you know, actors and whether they're good or not. I try to stay away from it for the most part, but I don't see, maybe it's just me, but I do not see where everyone praises Roger Howarth as this amazing actor. He's a good actor. He's not a bad actor. But I have seen the same 3 characters with Franco, Todd, and Austin. They seem like the same person. He seems very one note. He's good at that one note, but it's not. Yeah, it just feels like he's just Todd, Franco, Austin. It's just like a watered down version of each character of Todd. Yeah, you couldn't get into Franco and Liz because of the character's background. Exactly. Yeah, like if Roger and Becky were playing... If Roger was playing any other character, then I would... Because Roger and Becky, they did have chemistry, but that is not enough. You know, it's kind of like how they tried to put Franco with Carly too, and because Carly and Todd were well received, it did not work because he was Franco. And that man got her kid raped in prison. It just... The stuff that they would do to try to keep Franco on back then, it irked me. All the rewrites that we had to sit through, which you probably missed most of too, DG. You didn't see Roger on One Life to Live in the beginning when he played the gang rapist. He was outstanding, but I'm tired of him. I agree, he is Todd no matter what. Yeah, they did it for shock, not planning out how fans would react. Exactly. That's the thing about the One Life to Live, the lawsuit that happened, is that they, like it or not, the actors themselves had a contract, and, you know, they had to figure out a quick way to keep these guys working but play new characters. And so we got Kiki, Silas, and Franco. Franco and Carly's almost wedding was a whole mess. Yep. I love Chase in Brooklyn, but he keeps getting into trouble with her. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a little bit too. Actually, very soon. Before I do, we'll talk about it. Carly and Drew. I think I know that all of us collectively, at least most of us, maybe all of us, not really a fan of Carly and Drew. My thing is, I get it, because like, who else are they going to put Carly with? If she stays single, the way that Laura Wright gets screen time on the show, she's just going to be in everyone's storylines for the rest of her time on the show. And if she can get a love interest that gets her out of everyone else's storylines, then I don't care. Like, let Drew and Carly happen, I guess. But, they keep writing all his characters to act like Todd. Same with Michael Easton and John McBain. You know what, though? I think that Michael Easton is a lot better at changing the characters up than Roger was, because at least when it comes to Silas, he was a lot more quirky, especially when or not Silas, Finn was a lot more quirky than Silas was, for sure, and like less serious than John. And we also got to see him as Caleb for a little bit too. Let's see. DG, you said your main pet peeve with Frank is that he has done some stupid things to keep Roger on this dang show. Yeah, I agree. I'm so tired of it. Like, I get it. Like, you know, you've worked with him a long time. I'm sure you guys are great friends, but yeah. Let the man work elsewhere for a while. Yeah, Frank bent over backwards to keep Roger, Michael, and Kirsten. Yeah, he didn't, but I don't, like, he really didn't have a choice in that sense. But because of that, like, we got characters that no thought was really put into. Like, Kiki didn't really have much of a purpose until after Kirsten Alderson left the show. And even with I forget the actress that played her afterwards, her name, but they didn't really give her much of a purpose either, but they gave her a bit more purpose than what she had when Kirsten was playing the role. Jake, you said, do you think there's any saving for Carly and Sonny? You said you personally don't really think so. I don't think so either. Oh yeah, I was going to talk about that next, actually. So the reason why I was asking about Carly and Drew is because they were having some flirtatious scenes, and you know, by the end of the week, Drew was inviting her to skinny dip with him, and they were getting closer. She was like eye banging him, you know, but you know, I guess Carly had a kind of clarity moment because she and Sonny met up to talk about Donna. And Sonny was crying to her about how Michael thought he betrayed all his kids, and Carly agreed. And of course, Sonny went running to Nina to go all in with her since he realized his family is like done with him. And Carly, you know, talked to Drew about the situation, and she was like, you know, I didn't even feel anger. I just, you know, I've come to terms with the fact that Sonny is not the man that I married, and I'm okay with that. I'm at peace with that. He's not coming back. DG said, I think casting Cameron Matheson as Drew was a bit dumb. He doesn't look anything like Billy Miller, and Billy Miller didn't look anything like Steve Burton. The whole Drew Jason thing was a mess. Yeah, it really was. I mean, the reason why it got so messy in the first place is because Steve Burton wanted to come back. And that's the reality of the situation. And they had to figure out what to do with... I think they just felt sorry for Billy Miller, and they tried to keep him on as long as they could. It was certainly convoluted. Angel, you said you'd rather see Drew and Carly than Carly and Jason. Yeah. Oh, man. Maybe new producers and new writers will improve the show by bringing back the sass and the spunk to these characters. Yeah, that's what's missing, is that a lot of these characters lost their fire. And I don't, you know, I suppose realistically they do have to lose a lot of, you know, they do have to mature the characters in some way. But, you know, they can still have them throw down when they need to. Yeah, it did seem left field that Drew like offered to skinny dip. That's so unlike Drew. DG, you said you've watched this soap for 5 decades now, and I've never seen an EP jump through so many hoops to keep their pet actor. Yeah, it's true. It's true. Yeah, he seems to really go up to bat for the actors that he's known for a long time. I think some actors deserve to get like a bit more treatment, like better treatment for their own shows though. Like I think if Roger was a GH character for 30, 40 some odd years, I'd get it. But he was on a show that you used to work on. You're not on that show anymore, Frank. You're on GH. Sandy, you said Sonny is dead to me. Use that line against him, Sandy. Laura, you said Carly will sleep with Drew, then Jason will return from the dead. I mean, the only way Jason's returning from the dead is if Disney either removes the mandatory vaccine to work with Disney, or if they recast the character. I don't think that GH will ever recast Jason again. Curious, he said One Life to Live shouldn't be cancelled at all. I don't know. I didn't watch the show that much. I didn't actually, frankly, I didn't watch the show at all. But you know, whoever was in charge of ABC daytime back then made some really big mistakes. Sunny is just Smike. Nina is Ninut. Ninut. Her new name. Not at this time for Sunny and Carly. If Cameron wasn't playing Drew, then he can be paired with Carly. I mean, the two actors definitely have chemistry. I think we watched. Did we not watch Cameron Matheson and Laura Wright as Carly and Ryan? Like when they were doing those like little what if scenes on SoapNet. Nathan, you missed a lot. Sorry, but you know you can hit refresh once this is done, and you know just watch their stream over again. Before we talk about Brooklyn and Chase, let's quickly touch base on Valentine and Anna. They had a drive-in movie date this week. They don't really do much for me either, even less so since Valentine is being shady and was responsible for framing Jennifer Smith for Luke's death, probably fully knowing that Victor killed Luke. Like, he probably knows this, right? And also knowing that Anna and Luke were good friends, the fact that he's like keeping quiet about that. Like I said, I hate that the show never makes Valentine pay for anything. He just constantly gets away with everything. Laura, you said, just once I'd like to see one love triangle try something other than monogamy and cheating. I mean, honestly, the thing that I loved about 80s GH, kind of changing the subject a little bit, is that they didn't, like, when it came to their couples, seldom did we see, like, affairs. Like, obviously with Alan and Monica and Rick, that was kind of notorious. But a lot of good couples on the show really just had, like, outside conflicts that didn't involve, like, cheating and love affairs and this and that. They gave characters, like, an outside problem that they worked on together as a couple to bring them even closer together. That's why couples like Luke and Laura and, you know, Robert and Holly and even Robert and Anna and Duke and Anna, like they all worked really well because they didn't have them cheating on whoever. You know, I mean, obviously kind of retconned with Luke, unfortunately. But, you know, that's why these couples lasted as long as they did and why they're so memorable. They had really good stories that didn't involve the typical soap tropes of affairs and cheating and, you know, mystery babies and this and that. DG, you said they should have just did the same thing they did when Jonathan Jackson wanted to come back. They fired Greg, and the next day you saw JJ back in the role. No convoluted explanation. Yeah, but that was so cold what they did to Greg Vaughn. So cold. They didn't even warn him. Frank and Ron really dumbed down a lot of the classic characters. Yeah, you're right. Ron's creations were cardboard, one-note characters from the start. That's also true. Poor writing and character development. The writers ain't listening to us. Same with Frank. I want Lucky to return. Can we see Tom and Simone's son in PC? That'd be cool. That'd be cool. Carly needs a new man. Carly needs to take a vacation. God, I'm realizing that I'm not keeping up with what you all are saying. Frank's priorities were lousy from the start. He gave Kristen Alderson a job before he officially got into office. He offered her a contract over the phone, and after he told her he got the job. One Life was in a poor state of the year of its cancellation. Ron and Frank tried their best to restore it, and they did good, but it was too little too late. And I think, I'm pretty sure Ron and Frank were hired to finish off GH, but they were lucky in the sense that they got to ride the coattails of the 50th anniversary year, and that's what ended up saving the show. And they had a lot of time because they hadn't officially put the nail in the coffin for GH, but so I feel like they knew that they had a chance to save it, and they really did their best to do it. Some of the crew members are suing Disney ABC along with Ingo and about that vax mandate. Yeah, but they're not going to win, you know? Sorry to say, it's kind of like, first of all, it's Disney. You're not going to win suing Disney. That's really the main thing of it. David, you said I recall it. I think Victor has his eyes on Charlotte. Probably. Yeah, Helena always kept tabs on all of the Cassadine, so I'm sure Victor is doing the same. DG, you said you think Finola and Patrick. Oh, you mean James Patrick Harris? Or Vince? What's his name? James Patrick Stewart. James Patrick Stewart. But yeah, you don't like him as Valentine. I want to see more exotic, handsome actor in that role. Patrick is a good actor, but I don't like him in the role. Alan and Monica hoeing around and still with each other till the end. Yep. Laura, I just want to see someone either stay single and cat around. I like Patrick Drake. See ethical non-monogamy or something honest. Yeah. Greg Vaughn is doing much better on Days of Our Lives. That's good to hear. Well, the AJ Who's Your Daddy plot was pretty epic in the 80s. Yeah, probably. It's just that, I mean, 80s was a whole different time for soaps in general, because Gloria Monty really changed the landscape of what soaps could really truly be. So there was a lot of exciting things about GH that even the typical soap drama was better in comparison. Because, I mean, they went pretty extreme with Alan and Monica and Rick, right? Because, Alan tried to kill Monica and Rick. A whole house collapsed on them. Valentine needs to get caught. I am over Sunny and Nina. Ms. Wu needs to get rid of them. Ooh, we got to talk about Ms. Wu in a minute, too. DG, you'd love to see Tom and Simone's and their son return. Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing, is that GH does have built-in diversity that they could use, and they just don't use it. Brian Franz saved GH by canceling AMC and One Life. Disney actually wanted all three soaps cut to save money. Yeah, I know that Brian fought for GH, but by the time 2012 came around, it looked like GH was on the chopping block as well, way after the fact. They sent Ron and Frank to finish off GH. Don't say it like that. I don't think I would have liked how things would have ended. Yeah, but you could kind of tell that they were kind of endgaming a lot of the storylines and trying to wrap things up by bringing certain characters back. It seemed like a finale. and it ended up saving the show. The house. Mom and I loved rewatching the house collapse. Ms. Wu is a poor man's Earth kit. If you aren't familiar with her, Google her sometime. She was an incredible actress and played Catwoman on the 60s. Oh, I know who you're talking about. But I like her. I like her. We'll talk about her in a minute, though. Let's talk about Brooklyn and Chase, because that'll kind of segue into it eventually anyway. So, they were at the Metrocourt pool after Chase had his cereal to promote Hulu or whatever. And while Chase was defending her honor by calling him out on being vile towards Brooke, Brooke checked his pockets and saw that he was going to the Savoy and had like a password. So she knew that he was going to be doing something secretive over there. And when Chase was looking away, Brooklyn snuck away to meet Link there after Link had left the pool. But she didn't get as far as getting into the room because Chase caught up to her. Unfortunately, it resulted in him having another altercation with Link. And, there were a lot of witnesses for it. So Rory shows up and arrests Chase. So, pretty sure his career as a police officer is done. But, it's not like he was a great cop. First of all, the stuff that happened with Nell before he came to Port Charles that got him suspended. He's got a bad track record. And even when we seen him in cop mode, he was kind of mediocre. He wasn't a badass cop or anything. But I just don't know what they do with Chase next in terms of a career. Like, maybe they'll turn him into a singer. They can make him the next Blackie in the Riff Raff, have him start a band. Obviously, he can sing, so could happen. You didn't miss much, Jacarius. We kind of just went on a tangent a little bit, so we didn't further much further along. We were kind of just talking about viable love interests and what soap couples were like back in the 80s. Ms. Wu is the new threatening mob boss in town. Sunny is no longer it. Yeah. GH was dangerously close to being canned. Yeah, exactly. They just couldn't find a suitable replacement for it that was cheap enough. Katie Couric also wanted GH as a lead-in for her talk show, but that failed too. Yep. Curious, you miss the old Brooklyn? I like this actress that plays Brooklyn, but I do miss Adrienne Leon because she could actually sing. And even the actress that played her while Amanda Setton was on maternity leave, because she could sing as well. T-Cherie, you're asking me who did I love the most, Sunny and Brenda or Carly and Sunny? Out of those two, honestly, I preferred Sunny and Brenda, but like the 90s version, they were like the last of like what a super couple definition from that era was, in my opinion. Like they were kind of the last of that big, larger than life super couple formula. Carly and Sunny or Carly and Jax? I think that Laura Wright and Ingo had a lot better chemistry than Laura Wright did with Maurice. So I liked Jax. But Sarah Brown as Carly and Maurice as Sunny was amazing. And even Tamara Braun with as Carly as well was really good with Sunny too. Robert and Holly or Robert and Anna? It's a tie for me. I loved both. Robert and Anna, Duke and Anna, again, I loved both. I like that. Every sort of combination of those people I really enjoyed. I didn't have one that I preferred over to the other, genuinely. Nia, Nem, or Neva? Nicholas and Emily. Like, Nicholas and Ava work for who Nicholas is now, but Nicholas shouldn't even be who he is now. Nicholas and Emily were like a fairy tale. They weren't thrilling, but out of the three, they made the most sense to me. Nick and Gia, I didn't like the actor that was playing Nicholas at the time. Spixie or Naxie? Spixie all the way. Robert and Stone, Jason and Robin, or Scrubs? Oh, you can't decide on those. Robin consistently has had amazing love interests the whole time that she's been on. They like Robin and Stone was a beautifully told, tragic love story. Jason and Robin, again, beautifully told because Jason had no past. Robin thought she had no future. Worked really well. And Scrubs was really good for who Robin became in the 2000s. So they were all great. JNR or JSam? I gotta go with JSam. LL2, Liaison, or Frizz? LL2 for me all the way. Chase is from a rich family. Won't he be fine? I don't think he wants to use daddy's money, though, or daddy and mommy's money. Chase needs a new job. PCPD are just plain trash. Yep, they never solved no crimes. True. DG said you think the actor that plays Chase is cute, but I wouldn't hire him as an actor. His character is blah. He definitely has gotten better than when he first started, because even I was like, Chase is just a pretty face. But he has his moments as an actor. He's not the greatest, but he does a good job, I think. He's really good at playing like the brute hero, you know what I mean? You just think he's cute shirtless. That's all. That's fair. The police commissioner has done much worse than Chase. Yeah, true. But, there's no logic here. DG, you wouldn't mind Ms. Wu taking out Sunny and taking over? Yeah, honestly, I adore Maurice Benard. I honestly, truly do. I think he's insanely talented. And overall, I like the character of Sunny. I don't know. I don't like the Sunny and Nina situation, so but I don't want that to factor in to how I feel about Maurice and as Sunny. You just want Maurice to retire. I mean, he could at this point for sure. Sunny and Brenda in the 90s were epic, but lost the magic after 2000s. Yeah, exactly. That's how I feel too. Although the chemistry was still there when Brenda came back in 2007 with Sunny. But just the storyline that was happening at the time really, really backfired. With the Balkan. I don't know if you were watching for that, DG, but when they brought Brenda back for a year in 2007, it just didn't... Or no, it wasn't 2007, it was 2009, 2010. 2010, when Brenda came back. I love Robert and Anna, Duke and Anna as well. Yeah. Carly and Jax was less dysfunctional compared to Sunny and Carly. Yeah, and because Laura Wright was playing Carly with a bit more light than the previous actresses, it really worked for Jax. Tamara B walked like John Wayne. Oh my god. Carly and Sunny are just too much now. Sunny and Carly are the best. No Nick and Ava for me, especially when Tyler Christopher was in the role. Yeah, from what little we've seen of Tyler Christopher and Maura West working together, I really liked that. I really did. Oh, you did? Oh, so you were saying that you didn't like them. I like their sort of banter together. Obviously, they weren't putting them together, but I think that was the game plan before Tyler was let go. Jacarius, you said Scrubs. You liked all three of those for Robin. Yeah, Robin didn't have a bad pairing. Nicholas and Emily, Jason and Sam. Oh, y'all are answering the questions too. Very good, very good. Yeah, Robin and Patrick were the most realistic relationship. You hated the liaisonship so much. So did I. So did I, Jacarius. Alexa's character is not the same. Can we watch some Robin and Jason scenes? Didn't we watch some in the past? We did. We can watch like once we're in July when we're doing random reactions, then we can definitely watch some more. T-Cherie, how about Johnny and Lulu? I liked Johnny and Lulu. I really did. I think it was certainly interesting, the sort of what's the word I'm looking for? Sort of the comparisons, because they had Lulu with Logan, who was Scott Baldwin's son, and then Johnny was like the Luke to, you know, Lulu's Laura, I guess. Yeah, I really did love Johnny and Lulu together. Especially, I mean, the actors and actress had great chemistry. Julie, we all agreed, Julie could act her ass off, you know? She could sell them as like a new age super couple. Just on a lower budget. Love Johnny and Lulu together. It made no sense, but it worked. Exactly. Chase is going to need a new job if he keeps hanging out with Brooklyn. Yep. The actor that plays Chase gives me Lifetime movie actor vibes only. Well, he's got some movies on Netflix that were pretty decent with his actual wife. Do you think Rory is a plant by Selina Wu? Interesting theory. I don't know. But maybe. Rory is shady. That is what is certain. They're trying to stuff the Sunny... They're trying to shove the Sunny Nina relationship down our throats. Are they not listening to us? Yeah, like when you look at their social media, they're not getting much praise for Sunny and Nina. Like every time I see them posting them, I'm like, what are these guys thinking? Anytime they post them, it's a disaster in the comments. Angel, you think Maurice is just done with the show? He keeps talking about retirement. That's true. But how many years did Tony talk about retirement until he actually retired, though? Katrina, Sprina, or Rowena? Not Rowena. I loved Cameron and Trina. I thought it was a mistake to put Cameron with Jocelyn. Sprina, I like Sprina better than Rowena for sure. Which character would you like to see return? Serena, Tommy Jr., Lucky, Lulu, or Sean and Tiffany's daughter Anna. How about all of the above? I'm down for all of the above. Angel, you said the Sunny and Nina storyline is not bringing good mess like Maurice think it is. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, Maurice as a person is so amazing, and you know, his state of mind is helping a lot of people, and it's great that he's so open with his bipolar disorder too. Laura, you liked old Nick and Ava too? Yeah, I did too, from what little we got to see of them. Yeah, I'm glad Tyler turned his life around too. Like low-key, I wouldn't mind if Tyler came back to the show, but you know, I'm sure it's a scary commitment for the show to make given his past, which is unfortunate, but he's got to prove himself somehow. Someone's got to give him a chance. Robin and Patrick were cute. I like that he didn't care that she is HIV positive. Well, he's a doctor. He shouldn't, because he knows, you know, he's well researched on it. Sometimes I think actors talk retirement a lot to gouge what fans, colleagues, and bosses think. Yeah, probably. Yeah, I was a Trina and Cam fan. All right, but let's wrap this up soon, because I know it's getting late for some of y'all. We got a couple more things to talk about. Mainly Cody and like the things that surrounded with his character. So we're kind of learning this week that he's a bit of a hot mess. He basically got into an argument with Zelda from Society Setups because she paid him $500 less than what she promised him. But it turned out it was only because he spent $500 on amenities in the Metro Court, claiming that he thought it was part of the deal. And Dante offered to lend him $500, but he refused to be in Dante's debt. Dion, I'll take them over the newbies. Fair enough. But yeah, later he actually follows Zelda into the room where Spinelli was meeting up with her, and he shuts the door, and Zelda assured him that the Brit situation had been handled and no one will figure out what's going on. As soon as Spinelli leaves, Cody confronts him and blackmails him into a pay-up, and Spinelli actually returns to Zelda later and says that Cody will be a problem. I just want to know what's going on with Spinelli at this point. Let's just get it all out in the open. DG said, I wish Tyler could reprise the role of Nicholas. Marcus Coloma to be Nicholas Light. Yeah, he's okay, but he just doesn't compare to Tyler. Tyler was phenomenal. Yeah, it's really true. I do feel like, honestly, though, like, Tyler, towards his last few years, especially, like, well, even a long period of time, like, 2006 to, like, whenever he left the show, he was really phoning it in a lot of the times. The only time that he really killed it was with Emily's death. He was fantastic during that, but anything before or after, he was kind of just coasting through it, it felt like. Like, it kind of felt like, I think we've kind of talked about that with Kelly Monaco, how she's been phoning it in. I feel like that's what it was with Tyler for the last few years he was on the show. Like, you could just tell his heart wasn't in it anymore. And that could be because of what was going on in his personal life that we weren't obviously privy to back then, but, you know. The Dante Cody horror story was cute. Yeah, it was. Yeah, even like Dante was kind of saying that he is a messy person, but he has a heart of gold. So they're clearly planning on giving Cody layers. But anyway, Cody was flying high though. He was ready to celebrate at the Savoy. Probably blackmailing Spinelli, where Brad had invited him into the poker game in the back room without vetting him, which pissed off Selina Wu, especially because Cody swindled all those players out of their money within like one game. So Selina went full mob boss on him and like got her men to beat him up in the alley and steal the money back from him. And then she was like, I'm not completely heartless, and just chucks $100 at him. But Britt, she happened to be at the Savoy too. First she was hanging out with Nina, and then Link was trying to come on to her, and Britt just wasn't having it. So when she leaves, she runs into Cody and offers to take him to the hospital, taking pity on him, of course. And he says that he can't afford to, a hospital visit. He couldn't afford one. But he knows someone that owes him. So I wonder who could that be? Like, I don't know. At first I was like, well, Brad kind of owes him, considering he's the one that got Cody beat up. But Brad's just a lab tech, so probably not. DG, you said his stories were not that great after the year 2000, but no one's were. Also, he was struggling with a lot of stuff back then. Exactly, so I can't fault him for that. Sandy, yeah, you said Kelly seems to be coming back to life. I noticed that too. She does seem a lot more bubbly, and she seems to be enjoying herself again. She really does. I think you're right. DG, you don't care about Cody. You love that Ms. Wu had him beat up. It kind of reminds me of when Dante got beat up by Lucky and Ethan, though. Like, I think that's gonna make Britt, you know, a bit more endeared to him a little bit. Angel, you said I think Sam is just wearing colors, making it seem like Kelly's coming back to life. I mean, that's part of it for sure. But she does smile a lot more lately, and I like her little moments with, like, Spinelli. Like, the other day, I think Spinelli made a comment on how she was dressed, and just her, like, cheeky, like, it's good to be noticed kind of thing. Like, I like that. I think they're trying to give Sam some personality back. You just gotta get her in scenes with the right people. We need Kick-Ass Sam back. Yeah, we do. Yeah, like, Sam's not being written super well or anything, but it does seem like Kelly's at a better place, in a better place at least. Or at least she seems to be enjoying herself on the job again. Sandy, you said Kelly's glad Steve is gone. I mean, I hate to say it, but, like, it's so interesting to me that since Steve Burton left, she seems to be enjoying herself more. And I wonder why that is, because Kelly and Steve were, like, very close. Like, back in the day. They were very close. But yeah, she didn't seem to really be enjoying herself. She really didn't seem to be enjoying herself on the last run with J-Sam. Sam interacting with Spinelli was a surprise, reminded me that she was fun once. Yeah, exactly! I like seeing Sam have fun. Dante needs to leave. No, you know what? I thought that at first, but, like, now that he has this Cody thing, I'm intrigued again. I wanted to learn more about Dante and Cody's past. All right, y'all, but that's all my notes for the show. So that's all we got to talk about in terms of GH. I mean, I know there was some other scenes. I know that TJ and Curtis kind of touched base on Marshall, and that he notices something is off, and that Curtis and Selina interacting seems a bit fishy and odd. ATM machine. Even old friends have a falling out every once in a while. I think, yeah, that's true. I think that's what happened, and maybe it made her sad for a while or distracted. Yeah, it's interesting because I know that, Tyler Christopher and Natalia Livingston were dating in real life for a while too. But by the time they were getting them back together in like 2006, 2007, they weren't seeing each other anymore at that point, so that could have been awkward for them too. Kelly Monaco lost her spark when Billy Miller left. That is facts, honestly. I don't know what that man did to her. Who knows? Who knows? I can imagine. Liesel rocks. More of her is always great. Yeah, I love Liesel. Can't believe the actor that plays Marshall was nominated for an Emmy. What would he have even been nominated for? It wasn't like... I think that he did a good job on the recent confrontation where he was in tears, but like from like the last year, like what what would he have submitted? Oh my goodness. Yeah, Kelly was definitely upset when Billy Miller left, for sure. After he let Sonny get away with shooting him, that was it for me. You also weren't into Dante and Lulu. I liked OG Dante and Lulu, but not nearly as much as I like Dante and Johnny. Lulu and Johnny. I think like originally Dante had a lot more personality as well. Like, because he'd be all like flirtatious and all the cheesy pickup lines. That made Dante fun to watch, but they just got rid of that side to Dante pretty much right after Dante got shot by Sunny. But yeah, I do miss that side of Dante for sure. He was nominated as Best Guest Performer. I mean, I feel like that's a small category to begin with. It was probably slim pickings, so it was probably easy for him to get in there. You liked him but lost a touch. That was Dante's undercover persona. Well, that's unfortunate. They should have made it his actual persona. OG Lulu was great with anyone. Yeah, Julie had chemistry with a lot of people. Not that they had her in a lot of relationships, but I loved her with Logan before they made him go crazy. I loved her with Johnny. Well, weird to say now, but I liked the chemistry between Lulu and Ethan before we knew they were siblings. And yeah, that's that. And Dante, she had good chemistry with Dante too. So Dylan, Spinelli, I liked their friendship. But yeah. Ted King won for Best Guest Performer? Did they announce that already? Lulu Ethan related after all the build-up. Oh my god. Well, I mean, there wasn't too much build-up, though, in all fairness. Because, like, pretty much as soon as Lulu and Ethan started interacting, that's when there was kind of the question on whether Luke was his father coming to light. They had them kiss once, though. Although, I think that was to try to set Tracy off, because I think Lulu was trying to figure out if Tracy faked the DNA test. I miss Ethan, though. Although Ethan had a completely different personality the last time we seen him. When they were trying to track down Holly just before the pandemic. Or was that during? That was, oh yeah, that was during, because Emma Samms filmed her scene from home. Saw that on Twitter yesterday. Oh, Ted King winning? How do they know already, though? Because don't they do that category in during the Emmys? Like, I remember seeing Stella go up. Lulu and Tracy were always at each other, but they had each other's backs when it counted. Yeah, Lulu definitely adored Tracy, and that's why they have such a good repertoire between Jeannie and Jane, or Laura and Tracy, because Laura knows that Tracy cared about Lulu and like raised her when she couldn't. Alright guys, but I suppose we should end it here soon, because y'all need to go to bed. I need to get something to snack on, because I'm starving. I didn't eat supper, so... Yeah, you're going to? Alright, Jacarius. You have a good night. But yeah, I guess we'll wrap things up. We'll see each other Wednesday. I think tomorrow morning I'll make the poll instead, just because I'm starving, y'all. I'll do the poll tomorrow morning on whether we want like an earlier time for the Sunday live streams or not, and then you guys can vote. I'm gonna put everything in like mountain time, so just consider that. And go with what your time zone is. Yeah, Angel, I was saying there was not much of a build up. But they were putting them together a lot in terms of like interaction. Good night, Laura. Good night, Sandy. Yeah, I'll end the video here though, because I could talk to y'all all night. I really could. Because we have good conversations, guys. But yeah, I will end the video here. I will end it the way I usually do on Sundays, despite it being live. If you liked this video, give it a big ol' thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to. I would really appreciate it. And I will catch you guys this Wednesday for a GHMV Reacts. Have a good night, everybody. Have a good week as well. Peace out.